And let me bring David Mencer into this. Obviously, you're a great expert on the region, and there is precedent for this kind of strategy by Israel, isn't there? Explain what you feel is the aim of it and whether you think there's a chance of success in eradicating Hamas.
Look, first things first, Venessa, Israel has suffered the most barbaric attack that you can possibly imagine. I spoke over the weekend to some of the rabbinic team that were working to give the last burial rites for the last journey of the victims of this attack. And what they said to me, David, the media isn't telling you half of the barbarism which has been meted upon these poor, unarmed civilians, babies, mothers, daughters, in the most appalling fashion. We, the Jewish people, we recognize barbarity when we see it. We recognize evil when we see it. And this evil cannot be allowed to continue. We must stand up to this evil. The purpose of any military action already taken and to happen in the future is to face down this evil. That's what you do with evil. You don't appease it. You don't call it tit for tat, with the greatest of respect to Lieutenant Colonel Stewart. This is not tit for tat. This is a battle of barbarism against humanity. We, the Israeli side, are on the side of humanity. Barbary must be defeated. It must be stood up to. We cannot think of this as some sort of another chapter in the saga of Israel versus Hamas. This is the last chapter of Israel versus Hamas, because Hamas will cease to exist, and they know that. They know that. Now, when you're watching the images of Israel's Air Force striking with surgical accuracy, you will see an initial blast of the building where Hamas are holed up. You will also see, if you look carefully, a secondary blast. That secondary blast is a bunker-busting bomb, which is precisely designed to destroy that tunnel, precisely designed. You'll probably see that if you look at the footage. So yes, Israel is in sorrow, Israel is still in shock, but make no mistake, she has come together like never before, like I've never seen in my lifetime, and she will be victorious, because this homeland, for the Jewish people, the only Jewish state in the world where a Jew can run to if he feels persecuted, which many Jews still do around the world, this land needs to be defended. And I'll say one more thing to you, Venessa, which is very, very important. We, the Jewish people, we are the canaries in the coal mine. Do you think that this barbarism will just stay on the border between Israel and Gaza? It won't. It will come to the streets of London. I was in London on 7/7 attacks. I heard and I saw the red double-decker bus with the roof taken off it like a tin of tuna. Those were strategies learnt by terrorists here. It starts off here in Israel, but it does not end in Israel. Israel is on the front line of this appalling barbarism, and it must be defeated. And mark my words, it will be.
When you say, David, with this tremendous conviction, this huge passion, that Hamas must be eradicated, it must be obliterated, and it will be, you also said they know that. In other words, Hamas, you're saying, knows it will be obliterated. So tell me about that. Tell me, what do? They lie there as sitting targets waiting to be obliterated, or they don't really understand? Because you said they know it. Do they know it?
In between the talking points of your correspondent in Tel Aviv, where it seemed like she was reading from the Hamas talking points, she mentioned one thing which was correct. She said quite clearly that Hamas charter states that it wishes to kill all Jews. Now, all your listeners around the UK should know that it's not just the Jews they're after. They're after any non-fundamentalist Muslims as well. They are a death cult. We know that. We know that they have no fear of the immorality which they have perpetrated upon the people of this country, which means we have no choice. Once again, Israel is in the situation of having no choice. They must be defeated.
David, I'm going to stop you there, because I'm going to let the Lieutenant Colonel have the final.